right, we got about a 16 handicap here. It says his miss is to the right. Let's check it out. All right, so let's get a zoom in of this grip here. A little weak with the left hand, a little kind of all over the place with the right hand. I like to see those hands kind of a little bit more together, especially those bottom two fingers, but it's not disastrous. Okay. All right, so as we go back here, we're going to already start to see some kind of major issues happening, right? So I call this the teapot effect, right? Where we start tipping to the right, to the left, right? We start rounding this right side, and then we start tipping back this way, all right? So we end up doing this tipping motion back and forth instead of rotating, right? And this causes just a lot of issues, some bottoming out early, some coming out of posture, right? We kind of lose our spine angle. We flip at it. We have no power. Some of this comes from strength issues as we get older. That will go away a little bit, but technically and fundamentally this needs to change right away, right? And so we need to feel like we are rotating rather than pushing this right hip out, tilting over to the left, right? And then tipping back this way, right? And so that's the first thing we need to clean up. You have a tendency to short arm it really severely as you come up. You kind of pull your arms inward towards your chest, and we kind of lose our extension right away. It's kind of adding to your tilt to the left here. It's kind of like everything you're doing kind of coming up and in and making you go this way. It's kind of adding to that tilt to the left as well. Love to see a little bit more reach and a little bit more extension rather than short arming it, right? Which hopefully will come along with when we add a little bit more rotation with these hips going back, right? And so we need to feel like if I were to put a golf ball right behind your club here and I told you to roll it back to me, straight back to the camera, right? You would roll it back like 6 inches. It wouldn't go anywhere because you short arm it. I would want you to extend that club back as far as you could as we turn, okay? And that will help some of this tipping to the left as well, okay? So that's a major issue we got to fix. I think if we fix that, it would help kind of this major tipping motion we have coming down, right? You can see how far ahead your left hip is here, which gets our hands stuck way behind us. And then you have to just essentially stand straight up and flip at it just to not drop kick behind it, right? And so I think if we fix the weird tipping going back, we can clean up the tipping coming down and fix a lot of these issues that you're struggling with. You get the club a little too far behind you as well. I'd like to see these hands just a little bit higher. Again, everything you kind of do is kind of fighting yourself, right? Your hands are stuck behind you. Your hips are going to the left early. And so there's no cohesion. And so you probably have misses both ways. I'm assuming, I know you said you misses right a lot, but I'm sure you have days that you're really incredibly frustrated where you feel like you can't do anything right. And I know that is not a fun place to be in, right? And so we need to fix that rotation. We need to fix that extension, get those hands not so far behind us. I think this will help us not dive our head. You can see as you're diving your head down, your arms are still going back behind you, causing you to be even more stuck, right? So we're out of sequence, right? We should be getting to the point where these arms get up to about here, right? And then these arms are going to come down way before we start pulling with this left shoulder, right? And the less stuck we get, the more we can get these arms out in front of us a little bit more, the less our body's going to want to stand up and flip at it, right? You can also see we're swinging severely into out because of how stuck you were, right? Everything's going way into out to the right, so you probably have a really bad push or a big old snap hook, right? So lots we can clean up here. I think there's a real opportunity for you to get a lot better, and hopefully you start with literally just having someone put their hand right here on your head and you just practice rotating rather than tipping. We get that cleaned up first. We practice rotating coming down rather than tilting so hard with our hip. And we clean that up, and I think you'll see a tremendous amount of difference. Best of luck, and I hope you have a great weekend.